everybody. Welcome to Terry TV. I'm Terry Harden, pop icon and Disney Imagineer, legendary Disney Imagineer, Jim Henson puppeteer, internationally trademarked artist and speaker. So, hi. Today I am in my den because I'm getting ready to do my oh no taxes. So, today's recording is brought to you by the fact that I'm doing my taxes. No, today's recording is about the Academy Awards. Now, some of you may not like the Academy Awards. You may be indifferent to award shows. I wait all year to see this show, the Academy Award show, because it's very big to me. I am a screen actor. I'm with the Screen Actors Guild. So the Screen Actors Guild Awards are in process, and I am currently voting. And so I have seen a lot of the movies already, which is a big plus because the Academy Awards comes and then March 2nd is when they're going to be announcing the winners. And so it's nice to get that leg up. Now, the SAG Awards are going to air on the 22nd, I believe. I should probably check that date, but the Sunday. And so I usually catch the SAG Awards and then I swoop over and catch the Academy Awards. I do this because when I was a little girl, about 3 years old, I was introduced to them by my parents, and I have watched them every year except for maybe one, where every year live. And I used to watch it with my mom and dad. And many of you know, I think, and those for you just joining us, hi, welcome. How you doing? But if you just joined me or you didn't know, I just recently lost my parents. My past 2 years have been a struggle because I became, as someone quoted, a parent orphan because now my parents are gone. So a lot of times we keep our traditions alive. I always did. My mother, sometimes my dad would watch, but mostly me and my mom would watch. And years ago, my father, who was the first Black telephone man in Hollywood, he got the opportunity to put in all of the equipment that is necessary for broadcasting or etc. at the Hollywood Palladium, which is where they were originally. So he had the opportunity often to take my mom and sometimes me to watch the rehearsals. So all of the presenters, which are, many of the actors who are up for the awards, and then many, and then sometimes not, but mostly, back then, mostly. And so I got to see and meet some of these people that I admired through the years because we were there at rehearsal. So sometimes they'd come by and say hello. You're sitting in the theater by yourself while they're practicing their presentations and so on and so forth. We never went to the actual show. As you know, those seats are high real estate, so you're not going to fill them. You're going to fill them with seat fillers, which is a great way to do it, but that's another thing that's very coveted. When an actor goes on stage, there's someone who fills the seat. That's their job, so that it's nice and full when they cut to a view of the audience. That's just a little, if you didn't know that, many of you probably did. But if you didn't know that, that's how it works. You can be hired. You can get hired, and certain times they do a shout out to people. Nowadays, I don't know that they do such a big shout out because it fills up really, really quickly. But you get all dressed up and look good, and then when an actor or actress is announced and they go up on the stage, you swoop in and fill the seat, which is pretty exciting. Pretty cool thing. But we went to the rehearsals. So the Academy Awards for me are a very big deal. And the announcements, the nominees came out yesterday. And I have to say that there were some that I was a little surprised with, and there are others that I expected. Okay. But I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite movies of the year. It did not get nominated for Best Picture in the Academy Awards, but we did, I believe, nominate it in the I don't even know if we did, now that I think about it. That is something I need to check. Just give me a minute. This is very cash today. So forgive me for being cash today as I sit because like I said, I got to do some prep. So it is what it is. But let me just see by a cast. Yeah, yeah. This is a movie that was a little bit overlooked as Best Picture, okay? And, but it's a really good movie, and so I don't want you guys to miss it. It did one of the things that was not overlooked in this movie that I have to say I am very, very happy about is the actor. In both cases, um, let me make sure that I'm right. I'm not right. I don't think I'm right in this one. Let me see. I have to look here. Oh no, that's supporting role. I am right. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, I am right. I am right. I am right. Okay, you guys are going, get to the movie. What movie are you talking about? I'm talking about Coleman Domingo and Sing Sing. There's the picture. Sing Sing. All right. Many of you guys would probably be saying to yourself, Sing Sing. What the heck? What do you mean? Why? Why? Well, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. Okay. It is about an organization that teaches inmates theater, and many of the actors in this film are inmates, were incarcerated, or are currently incarcerated. Unbelievable. Really great. And Coleman really brings it. But you're going to be surprised. So please watch this movie because you're going to be blown away by the acting of the surrounding people that surround Coleman. In fact, there's several supporting actors that I would have. There's a couple that are so good, but they didn't get nominated. And I'm glad Coleman did because I've loved his work for some time. But Sing Sing, even my husband was like, "Well, I don't know if I want to see Sing Sing, another prison movie." But I just had a feeling about it. That this year for me, many of the movies I didn't know anything about them. I mean, I really didn't know anything about them. And so it was great to go in cold and see these films. Just ice flipping cold. What's it about? I don't know. I know it's called this, right? And Sing Sing was amazing, was absolutely incredible. Just an incredible film and something that you definitely uh, want to see. You definitely want to see it. It's not up for Best Picture, but you guys don't miss this movie. I'm telling you, you're going to be very, very happy. Now, I know many of you out there are Disney fans and you're so excited because Wicked got nominated, and I'm happy for you. There are some good performances in there. The art direction is unbelievable, but I think this movie suffers from the one thing that Disney films have suffered from before, and that is it's just too friggin' it's too how can I say this? It's just too much that doesn't have to do with the film. It really feels to me like it didn't ever need to be two parts. They could have easily done it in one movie. I mean, if you can do it in a play and make it look great, you can make a movie. It does not need to be two parts with a sequel, right? So here's what we're talking about. We're talking about Wicked. I will tell you, makeup, costumes, art direction, unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, beautiful, gorgeous, uh, really good. But there's some things in it that just don't work for me. And one of them is that there's just too much filler. There's just too much stuff that could have been cut from the film, tightened up, and we could have seen the entire film. And I don't like to feel that way. Okay. I don't like to be made to feel like I'm watching a movie that's being stretched out because they're looking for another money grab. That's my opinion. So please don't get upset. But this I thought, you would enjoy hearing a few things like this. That being said, that being said, uh, this movie that is getting a lot of controversy because of what it is just trying to, there we go, is The Brutalist. I'm going to put it here so you can see it better. I'll go dark. It'll go right. I'm getting, when I have this impromptu thing, I just got so excited. I really wanted to talk to you about these today. The Brutalist, a movie that is 3.5 hours long, so long it has an intermission. So let's talk about that. Watching that movie was incredible. Now, if you're one of these people who needs action films, you are crazy about the meta universes or a lot of things happening all at once, which personally is not my thing. I really like the story to flow. The Brutalist will surprise you. If you're all about story and you really like the story, you are going to find that although it is as long as it is, it doesn't feel like it. It gives you an intermission and you're like, huh, well, that's cool. It's reminiscent of the days when I went to movies. Many times movies were given an intermission. My favorite movie, Ten Commandments, with Charlton Heston and Yul Brynner, I saw as a little kid 45 times and still watch it like crazy. My mom used to drop me off at the theater. I'd watch 4 showings of it because it's about 4 hours long. And I loved it. Loved every frame, every visual. I love the story. This Brutalist has that same feel. You just love the story. You love the feel of it. You love what the journey it takes you on. And Adrian Brody is great. He's really, 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 really good. And everyone is good. They just don't make you feel like it's a money grab. You're so grateful. After you finish the movie, you're like, wow, I am so grateful that I got to see something so beautifully made. Now, that being said, let's bring up the controversy of AI. Many of you may have heard that to help Adrian Brody get this Bulgarian accent, it is, and I believe it's, if I'm saying it wrong, guys, it's morning, but his accent in this film was so difficult, and it is the hardest language to learn in the world. It is deemed the hardest language. So if you're out there practicing your Spanish accents or your other dialects, don't sit there and say that it was wrong of them to use a touch of AI to help him get through a couple of words and a couple of dialogue situations. I think that in this case, to help him to get in, and it's small, guys. It's so small. It's not like the whole movie is flipping AI, all right? So please don't blow it out of proportion. And I want you, if you want to see where this man really excels, which he does throughout the movie, most of the time he's not talking. Okay, these are the moments that really got to me, where he isn't saying a word. It's mostly his physical emotional state. In the beginning of the movie, there is a scene where he sees his friend, and it is absolutely wonderful. So I'm not a big fan of AI, and I think we should approach with caution with AI. I go crazy when my friends who don't have painting ability or sketching ability simply write something in AI and go, look what I created, because it's stealing from all the other artists like you and me, and that's not cool. All right? I dream of AI helping me with my art concept wise. I would like to be able to say to AI, use my art that I have, and here's what I'm looking to create. Can you give me some suggestions? This is what I would like. I remember my husband telling me that as far as AI is concerned, I'd love AI to do my dishes and cook my meals. I just, so I can create longer, you know? And I'm sure that a lot of people feel this way, but be careful. That is a Pandora's box that needs to be opened carefully. That's all I'm saying. Um, I think AI could be very, very helpful to so many people, and including myself, and I would appreciate it. But I don't want it stealing from other work. You know, as an artist, we're influenced by other work. I love Rembrandt, and there are times I try to duplicate Rembrandt, so I get it. But I'm looking to duplicate Rembrandt, which I'm not doing well yet, by the way, as I paint. I've just been painting since 2020, and I haven't been doing it a lot because I still have pretty much deadlines that I have to do. So I do it in the cracks, or when I'm feeling anxiety, painting relaxes me. But my point is this: many artists sketch like their favorite. I used to duplicate Michelangelo's drawing so I could feel what the muscles are doing, because he is my favorite artist. So I'm just, because he was a sculptor too. But I'm just saying that it It's a way of training your body to have similar muscular response. And then you put all that stuff away and you start to do it yourself. Okay? You start to do it yourself. Because the idea in painting, many of them will tell you, is your impression. Now there's many people out there that are photoreal painters and you guys are amazing. But it's not what I want. I want to create an impression. How do I see you? If I'm doing a portrait of you, I'd like you to see how Terry sees you. And I'd also like, in the case of Rembrandt and Michelangelo, you go, wow, that's a Terry Hardin. I'm not there yet. But here's how AI could help me. It could say, well, in this area, if you want it to be more yours, perhaps this. And I'm asking it a lot right now. That's a bit much, but AI is only going to get better. So let's bring it back to the Academy Awards and Adrian Brody. It just helped him get a few chunks of dialogue in areas where he just couldn't get it. He got 99.9%, as I understand. So if you want to look at this and if you think he's really, really good, or if you question, know that AI did not do his entire performance. Okay. It just helped in these two areas. The pronunciation of one of the most impossible languages in the world to learn. It takes years. And here's an actor that's got to do it in like what, a year? He had a coach, so don't do that thing. It's challenging, and it helped him because they didn't want people to be all about his mispronunciation of certain areas. They wanted you to see how great this movie is. This movie is amazing. So if you want to consider him, like, I know you're not voting, but I mean, to give him proper consideration, I think the best thing to do is to see the scenes where he's not talking. Okay. Where there is no AI involved. You can be sure there's no AI involved. Okay. All right. I love this movie. And it's over 3 hours long. It's like 3.5 hours long. You will be saying to yourself, I don't know if I can get through it. And guys, it is amazing. It is so, so, so good. And I'm going to just basically mostly talk Best Pictures, but I just thought you would like very much to be able to learn about some of these movies that are just incredible. And maybe you haven't seen them because this is what they're talking about. A lot of these movies, the mainstream moviegoer might not have seen. The other one that is huge, the one that took more, broke a record, Emilia Perez, it broke a record, and it broke a record for the most Academy Awards for a non-English speaking film. And I'm going to tell you again, I love it. I'm going to pull it up so that you can see it. This is it. I'm going to get the glare out of there. There it is. Glare is gone. There you go. Emilia Perez. There you go. Okay. Now, what's fun about Emilia Perez is when people are asked, what's it about? And people go, you know? Well, it's, now the acting is incredible. The acting is unbelievable. And I will tell you that, let me just go here. I want to say her name right. Carla Sofia Gascon is the first trans woman to be nominated for Best Actress. So it's not about her life. She is an actress and she is acting in this movie. Now, the reason people can't tell you what it's about is they don't want to spoil it for you. But it turns out that many people are just saying, okay, it's about a man who wants to transition and become a woman. And what are the challenges of that? That's what I'll tell you. Okay. It's a man. And now when you watch it, you'll get all the good stuff. Okay. I'm just want to keep it a little vague. What is it about? It's about a man who wants to transition and become a woman and the challenges that are involved in that. Okay. I don't want to say any more. And many people that when you ask them about this movie, if we've seen it, it's not that we can't tell you what it's about, but if we tell you what it's about, you're being done a disservice. Because half of it, now remember, I told you I didn't know what it was about, but I have to vote on it for the Screen Actors Guild. So here I am looking at it. My deadline is February 21st. I have to have my votes in by February 21st, which is an easy date for me to remember because it's my husband's birthday. But back to Amelia Perez, the movie was phenomenal. I thought the movie was great. Just great. Just really an intriguing story. And I think that's what you're going to find, guys, if you at least see the movies that are up for Academy Awards. That's what, 10 movies or whatever. It used to only be 5, but now I think it's 10. They wanted to be more, inclusive or whatever. So I think it's 10 movies. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 movies. So if you just say to yourself, no, I'm not a Academy Award watcher, but you use that as a guide to see some of the movies that you may not have even thought about going to see, this can be a fun thing. This can be a really fun thing. But if you're asking people, what is Amelia Perez about? You're going to be a little bit surprised because they a person will look at you and go, and how can you like a movie if you didn't understand it? It's not that we didn't understand it. It's just that we can't say too much to you because we don't want to spoil it for you. Who wants to know? We want you to make those same beautiful discoveries that we did when we knew zero, right? At least I do. This is what I want to do for you. Finally, one of my favorite, and I think this is my best actor nomination. I love this man. I mean, I'm not a fan of this man, actually. This is, there he is. There he is, there. I know it's a little blurry. I know it's blurry. Forgive me, because I'm just not a genius when it comes to pulling these pictures, and I'm not in my studio. I could pull them in my studio, but I've got to get ready for my day. So I'm doing it in this kind of cheesy way. And I hope you enjoy the cheesy way because I'm enjoying the cheesy way. Anyway, A Complete Unknown is about Bob Dylan. And I'm not a music person, okay? I'm not saying that I don't like music. Please don't assume that it is. But Timothy Chalamet, I think is how you say his last name. Timothy was in Dune 2, which has also been nominated, and I thought it was boring. I'm sorry, I just thought Dune 2. My problem with the new Dune is if you've read the books, these people are too human. They're not scary to me. Everybody is still a humanoid, is too human. Now, let me be clear as far as Dune 2 is concerned. I did the original Dune in the 1984. I stunt doubled for Sean Young, and I also built with a team of about 20 people the still suits. So the still suits are cool. I love the Harkonnens in the original movie, and I began to realize, because when I first saw the movie, it broke my heart and the hearts of many, including David Lynch, who thought it was his worst film. It wasn't his worst film. I don't know if the reason that he said, I mean, I can't speak for David Lynch, and Kyle MacLachlan was apologizing about it. It's not his fault. It's not David Lynch's fault. We had Frank Herbert, the author, with us during the whole movie. He was promised what you're seeing in Dune 1, Dune 2, and maybe a sequel. I don't know what they're planning. We were promised this. All of us who were building, who were performing, who were creating this original Dune in 1984 were promised that we were going to get. Frank Herbert was promised 3 films. He was promised the first book was 2 films and the last book would be 1 film. That's what he was promised by Dino De Laurentiis, and his dear daughter Raffaella decided she didn't want to do that. So get this, guys. Over 7 hours of stuff was on the cutting room floor when she was finished. Forgive me. She was finished with Dune 1984. A lot of it was on the floor. Just a heartbreaker to all of us. So there is a person on YouTube channel, this channel, and I don't know if it's up, but write it down if you're a Dune person, you love Dune, you've read the books, and you're wondering, is this all there is with the new one? Because this new one is bland. Okay, they got blue eyes. Yay for them. But, and my husband, who loves Dune also, the Ornithopters, I think that's how you say it, forgive me. He says it better. But basically, the little ships that look like dragonflies. He loved that. He loved that. And those were cool. But that does not a movie make. Sorry, it just doesn't. So in this original 1984, if you feel like me, like, you know, the Harkonnens are seriously creepy in the 84 version. Seriously creepy. Ken McMillan, who plays the Baron, absolutely disfriggin' disgusting. So it makes you terrified because that was a race that was a terrifying race. They were really, really horrible. And so we love this. And I learned after watching this Dune and after watching the, you know, this new Dune and then going back to mine, that now I know why people just love the 1984 version. But for those of you who do love the 1984 version, let me tell you about Spice Diver. Okay, Spice Diver has a channel on here, and I don't know how he did it. I don't know. But thank you a million times. Thank you. I love you. Love you, love you, love you, Spice Diver. Because Spice Diver found a lot of the footage that was on the cutting room floor. Yeah, right down here. Right. He found it. And he put it in a 3-hour version, which was not really what was originally supposed to happen. It was supposed to be among a couple films like this new Dune. But he put it together in a 3-hour version. And guys, it is phenomenal. It is the way we all wanted it. I can't speak for David Lynch or Kyle MacLachlan. I don't know if they've seen it, but I have, and I love it. I think it is so brilliantly edited, so beautifully put together, and it is the movie from 1984 that we all worked hard to create, only to find out when we went in the theater, somebody took a, you know, took a samurai sword and sliced the Jesus out of it, you know? So Dune is not, but this Timothy, as you know, was in that movie too, Dune. But in this one, is Bob Dylan. He's amazing. He's amazing. He sings all of his own songs and he plays a guitar and he is incredible in this movie. Um, a real pain, which is another movie, but he is not the best person in this movie, but he's really good. He's really, really good. And it is so far from the character he played in Dune and from other characters he's played. He's usually kind of, he's not quite this, like, I don't know, aloof and you know, he's very Bob Dylan. In fact, he said that he had maybe 1 or 2 sessions with the guy and the guy said maybe 2 or 3 words, so he was left to kind of just observe, I guess. But he does a great job. He does a terrific job. And be should he win, he's going to set a record too. So pretty exciting. But he does have some heavy hitters. Coleman Domingo is really, really good, and Adrian, of course, is amazing. Adrian is right now the front runner. But that's polls. That is not coming from Academy. Academy does not do this. Academy doesn't say, "Oh, I think they." I mean, I think a couple people might, but they don't. They don't make predictions. You know, in the SAG Awards, we don't either because we're SAG. We're not supposed to. We're voting. So, you know, just not cool. So the people who are making the predictions are not the Academy. And they used to say that if they won at the Screen Actors Guild, they'd win at the Academy Awards. No, 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 no. 2 different animals, 2 different groups, 2 different tastes. So sometimes that happens, but that is one of those things that is, you know, is what it is, you know. Um, and the other movies are super cool. I have not seen Nickel Boys, and I have not seen I'm Still Here, but I could not leave because I'm not going to, you know, tell you through every movie, but I am going to talk to you about one more film, 2 more films. Yeah, as I look, I want to talk to you about The Substance. This is one you may have seen. This is one you may have been very interested in. This is one you may have had no idea what it was. But it's got the amazing Demi Moore in it. And this is it right here. It is a horror movie. Demi Moore is in a horror movie. Did you ever think Demi Moore would be in a horror movie? I didn't. But this one is a fresh idea. It is a cool idea. It is amazing. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but I will tell you the tagline, which is about a woman who is aging and she's looking for some youth. And you can inject yourself with some DNA that makes you younger. Okay. I'm not going to say anything more because, again, I don't want to spoil it for you. Scary, creepy, creepy, scary. Really good. And Demi is amazing. She's amazing, as are the actors who surround her. I personally feel they could have cut 20 minutes off the back of the movie. Not my thing, but it could be because it's just not my thing. And when you see it, we can talk more specifically about it and we can have a session about what you think about that last 20 minutes. But I think they could have left that out. Her acting is impeccable. She's really, really good. And one of the things that she said that really touched my heart was a speech she gave at the Golden Globes where she said she'd never won anything in her life, which surprises me. But there are actors, many, many, who go through that are amazing that never get a send up in an award. And she was very touched. She was shocked. She was shocked that she won. And I think she has a very good chance of winning an Academy Award. And if she does, she may just pass out. Because as an actor, sometimes you just, I'm an actor and I mean, I could get a role that I do a really great job on and maybe they nominate me some point in time, but I would be completely like her. What? Are you sure you're talking about me? And she talks about how she sat with someone who told her she's always going to be a bubblegum actress. And I'm like, excuse me, what? Okay, because no, she is not a bubblegum actress. Everyone does some movies that maybe they're not proud of. But come on, Ghost, she was flippin' so cute in that movie with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg. It's one of my favorite films to this day where she is just so charming. And there's a sequence where she looks at something, and I'm, again, if you haven't seen Ghost with Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg, where Whoopi Goldberg did win the Academy Award for that movie. I believe she did. Whoopi Goldberg is so versatile. I know she won for Color Purple and, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm pretty sure she won also for Ghost. If memory serves me. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments because I don't mind. You guys, many of you guys are very savvy. So I like to learn from you guys. So please, if that's the case. But let me get back to Ghost. Ghost is so beautiful, a scene in the movie that people have repeated in comedies and in other films over and over again because it's so sensual, sexy, and beautiful, and it's artistic. But she has a scene where she is looking at something, she closes her eyes and she opens them, and then tears just fall from her face, and she looks beautiful. It's she's so good. It's just it gets you. It gets you right here. Anyone who's ever been in love, it gets you. It's a great movie. And she does fabulous in it. She's a very, very good actress. But many, many actresses get overlooked in certain things. They do too many upbeat films, and sometimes they don't get recognized for these upbeat films because people go, you know what I mean? And the Academy sometimes goes, I would like you to get a little more, which is why Everything Everywhere All at Once winning an Academy Award blew me away. I was like, wow, is the Academy changing? Because I just didn't think it would win from the Academy. I didn't think they'd get a hold of it, but they did. And what a great cast. Everyone adorable, sweet, rooting for each other. So wonderful. The director of Wicked, what a doll baby. What a cutie pie as he cheered because his movie got on the list. So these are the kind of people that kind of get you. People that are so sweet and precious. Last year, uh, 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 Godzilla Minus One winning the category they were in, and just watching every single person just lose it. This is what we want. If you watch award shows, I think one of the things that unfortunately is boring is as they thank everybody that they care about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, thank you to my producer and thank you to this guy. And they've got this list that they've got to name because they're afraid if they don't name it, they'll never get work again. Or at least it feels that way to me. Whereas I love when they just talk from the heart. I never thought this was going to happen. Forgive me if I don't do this by the playbill. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. And Godzilla Minus One, they were so excited. And maybe if you can Google it, if you're interested, they were all wearing Godzilla shoes, specially made Godzilla shoes. So there's all these little cute little nuances. They were all holding their favorite Godzilla because all of us who are Godzilla fans, myself being included, you have a favorite Godzilla. So they were all holding their favorite in a sculpture, and it was just charming. This is what we live for. We live for this. And so this is something that we love because we love to see a person genuinely get excited. Jamie Lee Curtis, when she got her award, she was like, I'm really here. What? And I followed Jamie Lee, many of us did, from when she was our scream queen back in the days of Halloween and Prom Night and these movies where she was constantly in danger, and she was wonderful. She was one of the best, and she is the best, and she's amazing. Unfortunately, um, they did not give her a nomination for supporting actress for Showgirl, and she's amazing in it. I mean, I kind of felt like, did you see Showgirl? Because she really was really good, really, really good. But just really phenomenal, really phenomenal. And so the substance, guys, see it because I have a feeling this girl's going to take it. That I mean, I know that Academy people don't make predictions, but she's really good in it, and she's making a comeback. I think people like those comeback stories. I mean, you know, uh, I just comebacks are exciting, or when somebody puts themselves way out there and they do something that you really didn't think they could do, like Charlize Theron in Monster years ago. Whoa, who really knew she had that in her? And how wonderful that they gave her a chance to do it. Halle Berry in Monsters Ball. Whoa. And you can name these movies where you think you know the actress or the actor, and you go, holy cats, where did that come from? What is that about? And that's why I'll bring you back to Sing Sing. You're going to love it because you look at these people and you go, where have these people been all their lives? And you find out they're inmates. It's really good. It's really, really good. And I think you'll really, really love it. And I don't think I'm spoiling anything with telling you Sing Sing because we all know what Sing Sing is. So I don't think that will nail you. And finally, the other one that I wanted to point out that you may or may not know what it is or even care is Honora. Honora is a movie that, if you like mayhem, and I like mayhem, there's Honora. Honora. If you like mayhem, this movie is fun. There is a sequence inside an apartment that will just blow you away. It is so fast moving and fast paced, and the dialogue goes bah, 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 that I think you will really, really, really enjoy it. It is wonderful. It is a wonderful, wonderful, fun film. I met someone yesterday with the Screen Actors Guild who didn't like it. But I said to her, I said, how can you not like that apartment sequence? And she admitted, I really did like it. So um, all kinds of cool stuff like that. I would love it if I love short films, animated short films, and short documentary films. And I don't necessarily get to see those. So the animated ones, one of the ones is Flow. I'm looking to see Flow because Flow seems to be killing it in the animation world. So it's also nominated in for an Academy Award, but apparently it is phenomenal. It's been winning all kinds of awards, and I haven't gotten to see it. But Wild Robot is excellent. It's such a beautiful film, and I really, really enjoyed it. Of course, if you're a Disney fan, Inside Out 2 is nominated as well. It's got some heavy hitters, though, guys. So I don't know if it's going to make it, but I will tell you it's nice to be nominated. I mean, when they only nominate five, and I'm a huge Nick Park fan. That's the Wallace and Gromit series. I didn't think that one, although it's a lot of work because they do the stop motion stuff. Wallace and Gromit, one of my two favorite characters. I love these characters, but I didn't think the movie was as good as some of the other Nick Park stuff. You know, it didn't do for me what his other stuff does. All his other stuff I love. I mean, name one, right? But for me, I mean, I'm really happy he got an Academy nomination because he and his team are brilliant. But I don't know. What would I put in his place? I don't know because I don't get to see all the animated films. You know, I got to see Wild Robot and I've got to see that one. And I got to see Inside Out too. So I got to see 3 of the 5. But I like to see them all before you make a decision. You can't just make, well, you could. It's your business. But you can't just make a decision on a movie you haven't seen. I mean, you can because you like the person and you know, especially since you're really not doing the voting. But honestly, if you guys hear of where I can see these animated films, please in the comments post it or message me because I do want to see the other 2 films that are up. And in the animated series, goodness, I'm not sure. Goodness. Where am I? I'm trying to see if here we are. I really would love to see the other films, the other animated films that are up, the other documentary films that are up. Now, some of the documentaries are on things like Netflix Prime and other venues, sometimes Max. So a lot of times I can catch them there. But the Screen Actors Guild doesn't vote on documentary films because it's the Screen Actors Guild. So one of the things we do is stunts, best performance by an entire cast, actor, actress, supporting actor, actress, and I was trying to think of what else off the top of my head. That's pretty good for me, actually. Um, but yeah, so that is what the no, they it's really actor based, performance based because we're the Screen Actors Guild, and the stunt group is with the Screen Actors Guild. Their division is stuntman, but they're with the Screen Actors Guild. The Screen Actor Guild protects them as they do me. So, oh wait a second. Yeah, the only movie I haven't seen in the animated category is Flow because you can watch Memoir of a Snail on YouTube. Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, pull up Memoir of a Snail. It's cute. It's very cute. Wild Robot is just I thought it was very good. There's some areas that are derivative, meaning, you know, it looks like they lifted certain characters from other situations, but the story is still strong enough that I like it a lot. But Flow is the one that I've yet to see that I'd really, really like to see. So that being said, you can put together your list. I know many people have parties, but this is one of the reasons that I wanted to say to you today that this is an important thing. And for those of you who know I live in California, it really was nice yesterday to talk about something other than the fires. And I mean, even if your 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 building had burned to the ground, you know, you're an actor and your buildings had burnt, your house burned, it lifts your spirits to know that the show will go on. There'll be a special tribute to our first responders who are really the heroes of the situation. They are magical people. And I'm so grateful to all of them. And but these fires and these winds, we're like, we've had enough of it. It's like time to rebuild. Let's get into getting this stuff up so these people can feel there's a lot to do. We have to, you know, right now they're clearing out toxic wastes and things like that so people can go back through the ashes and see if they can find anything they can salvage, which is a real painful thing to begin with. It's not easy. That is really hard. You know, the only thing I've never lost my home, but I will tell you when I lost my dad and I had to go through his house and sift through all that stuff, I could only do it in little increments. It was too rough for me. It was too rough for me. I mean, we know. I mean, I am Christian belief, so I know he's up there rocking his wings, but still I miss him down here. And I can't ignore those feelings. But if you lost your home, my heart goes out to you. And, and, I am doing everything I can to see how I can support this effort. But today, I thought it would be nice to get away from that a little bit and maybe do something that might rock your world, make you feel excited and know that on March 2nd, if you want to tune in to the Academy Awards or watch them later on YouTube so you can fast forward, do stuff that you'd rather not watch, then there you go. There's your opportunity. Some people may just do highlights on their YouTube channel. I personally won't spend time recording it because I'm too involved in it. And I never go to Academy parties because I'm too verbal. I'm way too verbal. One of the things that just blows me away when I watch the Academy Awards is some of the outfits people choose to wear or hairstyles that they choose to wear. And we have had some Lulus in the past. And I have to say it pretty loud. Do you own a mirror? If you're going to go up on stage, make sure the outfit you wear doesn't look like a parade float or doesn't look like you took fabric and just wrapped it around you. Because, especially if you're a large woman, if you are a large, curvy girl, okay, you have so many attributes I do not. Hips and I'm just saying. So you have the ability to have someone take that form, which is you, and really make it look good. I mean, if you guys ever seen the way Queen Latifah dresses, the woman has got some of the coolest outfits. And I just saw another singer. I think she's going to be at Morongo, which is in the desert up here. And she was wearing these wildly cool, wonderful outfits because she just lets the costumer take all that is her and make just a great, if your waist goes in. And I don't know. Curvy people, I just love, especially Academy Awards, if a person takes the time to say, hey, I know my shape. Can you give me something that'll just make this shape rock? Because there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's your shape. You look cool. You got cast because you look cool and you move through the air beautifully, regally, or whatever. You were proud. You knew who you were. And it's so fun to see these outfits and then to see other outfits that are just really seriously, this is what you want to be remembered for? Everyone talking about the fact that you had a hat so big that it ruined it for everyone else in the audience. This was it last year or the year before. A woman who had this huge hat, and you're in the audience trying to watch the Academy Awards and you can't see past her. It was just so rude. I mean, if you're in the back row, good for you. Wear the hat, rock it. You're great. Or remove it if you're, please remove your hat. Things like this that are just, one year, I can't remember her name, but she had her hair done in cornrows, you know, and she was light skinned. She was a white chick. And my gosh, it looked awful. It looked so awful. And everyone talked about that more than her dress. She's a presenter. And it was like, hey, think about it. If you're going to do or wear something and they make it about that instead of you, do you really want this to happen? This is another thing. So you see what I mean? Look at how I am. This is how I am. You don't want to be there when someone's chattering through the whole thing going, what is she wearing? Why did she choose that color? Why? That so many people rock it and make it look good and it looks beautiful and it looks elegant and they go, wow, she really appreciates this whole event. So that's me. I'll just talk about it all. If the joke is inappropriate, boy, I'm going to talk to that too. So I sit alone with my popcorn watching this show out of respect for all of you. So I hope you enjoyed the Academy Awards sort of breakdown today. I've seen most of the movies. Like I said, I haven't seen all of the movies, but I really think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the story basis. The stories are just so good. So good. However, I did try to watch The Apprentice and I don't know. I'm going to try again. Sometimes it takes time for me to get through a whole movie simply because I'm tired. And if it gets to be a bit too slow moving, then I could fall asleep. I mean, truth be told, I could fall asleep. But that's no reflection on the movie. I'm just going to try and see it again because it's up for a couple of awards too, and I want to make sure that I give it its due. I want to, my goal is always to see all 10 films. And then if I have time, I want to see all best actor and all best actress, all supporting actor, all supporting actress, all costumes, all production design, all art direction and effects. So that's kind of my tier system right there. But there's been many times when I've seen it all of them. I got lucky a couple years and got to watch animation because a friend of mine was a member of the Annies, and so he came over and used his code so that we could watch it together. A lot of times, if we have codes, we carry them with us because you can get in trouble if you hand them out to friends like candy. So I got to see all kinds of great films and was so grateful. Sometimes a theater will say, hey, for 2 or 3 days, you can watch the documentary short subjects, which I go crazy for. So, but a lot of times if I can't see it, I can't see it because I haven't had the opportunity to see it. So I just keep praying that I can see it. So hope you enjoyed it. As I always say, do something nice for someone else. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Let's put that heart so you can really see it. And I will see you next time. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and know that we're about to get really cold here. And for those of you who are in the snow and it's a totally new experience for you, whoa. I hope you can stay home and make snowmen because that's pretty doggone neat unless you have to drive in it. So that's not fun. But I don't live in the snow. We can get to the snow. But I was really surprised to see Florida got snow and Louisiana got snow. New Orleans got snow, and they said we don't even know what to do with it. So if you're living in those areas, I hope you can enjoy it. And instructions on building a snowman can be found. Okay? All right, guys. Love and hugs, and I will see you next time. Thanks for sitting through and letting me talk at you about the Academy Awards. More later.